Welcome back to Divine Lines, episode 4. The name of this episode is going to be called PTSD. I am in no way, shape, or form giving anybody any type of medical advice, diagnosis, none of that. I'm not a trained professional. I'm not a doctor. I'm not trained to do that. So we're not going to put that on me. What I am doing is I'm sharing my experiences with you guys so maybe you can see things a little bit different. For me, whenever I heard PTSD, the first thing that I thought of was, well, number one, military, because my brother's in the military, and I know a lot of veterans or current people that are in the military that are dealing with PTSD. More than that, I also know that police officers, firefighters, EMTs, just all these different medical fields that exist deal with their own version of PTSD that might look a little bit different from each branch. Nonetheless, it's still PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. When you lay it out in those terms, it makes it very simple to understand that it's something traumatic that happened maybe to you or maybe in front of you. Maybe you were involved with it, whatever the case may be, but it was something traumatic that stuck with you throughout your life. The thing that I realized now that I'm healing and I'm doing all of these things is I didn't even know I was dealing with PTSD. I went through a lot of things when I was younger, and I went through a lot of things throughout my teenage years and even through adulthood that made me feel like complete shit. Oh my God, I don't know if I can cuss on here or not, but they made me feel really bad. Upon the years passing, and I get to this point where I'm like doing the shadow work. What is shadow work? Let me just put this in parentheses. It's when you look inward and face those parts of you that you're the traumas, the things that made you feel uncomfortable in your life. Just start facing all of these different situations that you've gone through. Anyways, back to the topic. So I start facing my shadows and I realize there's a recurring pattern in my behavior that's linked to different traumatic events that I went through in my life. For example, with my relationships, certain things they would say would trigger me, and it would bring back these memories of just events that happened or something that was very uncomfortable for me, whatever it was, and I would feel like horrible, and I would have almost like a panic attack inside, and I would just be like, nobody touch me, nobody look at me, I don't want to be around anybody. And of course at that point they would panic, be like, did I do something to you? Like, and it's just the fact that I didn't even realize I was dealing with PTSD in different branches of it, which I didn't know was a thing either until I started looking more into all this stuff. It was hard. The thing is that once you realize that you went through a traumatic event, whether that was in your childhood, adulthood, anytime, it's something that lingered with you throughout the years. What some of us might not be realizing is that we're stuck in this chronic state of stress or this chronic state of like depression, anxiety. You feel like somebody's always going to do something bad to you. Like you might have the best person in the world by your side, or you might be in a really healthy relationship with your family, with your friends. And inside of you, you still feel like somebody's going to hurt you. Somebody's going to do something to you. Somebody's going to, this is all fake, or they're just playing the game, however you want to look at it. But what it is essentially is the fact that you're still stuck in this traumatic state of survival, traumatic state of fear. And when you're in that state and you don't realize you're in that state, you start self-sabotaging yourself. Things look almost too good to be true. When they look too good to be true for you, what do? You say, absolutely not. I don't want that in my life, even though it might just be actually something good for you. So recognizing that you might be dealing with PTSD is something that you guys can look it up. Look up the symptoms. The very, depression, anxiety. There's a lot of symptoms that we might be dealing with like separately. So we might be diagnosed with depression, and we might be not diagnosed with anxiety, and we might be diagnosed with, I don't know, bipolar, just different things, that some of this cluster is just a classification of PTSD for you. When you figure that out, if you're dealing with that, if you fit into this category, then, I suggest that you look into that and really try and figure out, like, am I still dealing with this fear of whatever traumatized me? Am I still feeling that state of shock? Is my nervous system feeling it? And the more that you start asking yourself these questions, the easier it is for you to face this. It's very uncomfortable. I know everybody deals with their pain differently and their traumas differently. Absolutely, as you should. But there is a way out of this, whether you need medication. I am a strong advocate for, I believe that you should be prescribed something to help you get out of the hole you're in, let's call it. But you got to do the work while you're getting out of the hole, or when you're out of the hole. When you feel mentally capable of facing these things without spiraling, then do the work. Because something else that I've been reflecting lately is the fact that we tend to always look at the past and bring it to the present. And even the most painful events that we've had in our life, we keep bringing them up in our brain and in our head, like just randomly throughout years, months, weeks, whatever. And then you wonder why you're still feeling like this. Or maybe somebody around you keeps constantly triggering this trauma that you have with whatever they say or whatever they do. And because you haven't self-reflected yet, you might not see that this is why you're in this state of anxiety, this state of depression, this state of like chaos, is because the people around you might be the ones influencing and activating your trauma. It isn't just me. It's a lot of people that I've been talking to are dealing with PTSD, and it's not the PTSD that we hear day to day. People that deal with these traumatic events, and I feel for them. I do, because I don't understand how they can cope with stuff like that, especially if you've gone to war and things like that. And then I look at my traumatic events and it doesn't seem like they're here. But your nervous system doesn't play favoritism. Like when something scares you or something panics you, it doesn't matter how little or how big it might seem. Or maybe that situation looks scarier than yours in your eyes. But your nervous system doesn't recognize that. It just recognizes that you went through something that didn't feel good, made you feel bad, made you feel scared, made you question life, made you look at life differently, made you look at human life differently. There's an endless amount of possibilities as to how you got there. But the solutions to this, well, some of the solutions that I can give you on this podcast to this, reflection. And I keep coming back to reflection. Why? Because it is the first step in you learning yourself, is to reflect on yourself, reflect on how you feel, reflect on when your family, friends, partner, kids, anything, when somebody says or does something, or maybe you see something out on the streets, or maybe in a movie or something you're watching, and it triggers you. You suddenly feel that shift of, I'm pissed and my heart's racing, like I'm getting mad for them, or something along, or maybe you're like super depressed after seeing that. Those are the things that you need to start catching when you fall into these patterns, because as you start recognizing the unnormal in your life, which is these states of I don't want to say chaos, the state of I'm gonna clip this part out because I gotta think about it, or maybe not, I don't know. But when you start thinking of like the state of not feeling peace and happiness and love, anything outside of that is an irregular emotional response still running through your body, your mind. And Those are the things that, believe it or not, you have the ability to conquer. You can face all of this and you can get past it. Is it going to be painful? I don't know. Maybe not for you, or maybe yes. I mean, my story is completely different than what yours is going to look like. But I will tell you that if you don't do the work and you don't reflect, if you never take the time to just reflect, you're going to continue living this vicious cycle within yourself. I am just now understanding how important this project that I'm doing really is, because I'm on this whole different side of myself that I never ever thought would be possible. I never thought I'd be sitting here talking to you guys, well, talking to my camera, but talking to you guys and telling you how I feel good. I don't feel this post-traumatic stress anymore. I don't feel like that's still recurring in my mind. I don't feel like I'm being triggered by different people anymore. I never thought I would sit here and tell you that. And actually, I'm being honest about it. Well, first of all, I'm being honest about this whole process because, one, I have nothing to lose in telling you guys my story. And two, I don't need to lie to you guys. I get nothing out of that. If you resonate with this, great. If you don't, next. I lose no sleep over this. But if I can help somebody feel better, like even if it's just a little bit better, then for me, this is worth it. 100%, because you guys don't understand, like, what you think is the hardest step in your life to face yourself is the most liberating step that you can take in your entire life. And I'm just here advocating that. And as I keep growing and I start seeing these patterns where, like, oh my gosh, you're dealing with PTSD too over this, and you're dealing with PTSD too over that, which is never the idea that I thought PTSD resonated with. But it is out there. It is a condition, and it is a disorder. And the word in itself says it, disorder. But guess what? We can still find order in it. You can still go back to normal. There is hope. There is always hope. Like, don't think you're broken. Don't think you're stuck like this forever. Don't think that, oh my gosh, I got to keep on medicating over and over and over and over and over, or I got to keep feeling like this over and over and hide that from everybody. You don't have to do that. There is a lot of resources out there and a lot of help. And I think you should use that. If you feel called to use it, use it. Use it to your advantage. Use it to get better. But don't miss the most important part of that whole process, which is the most important part is healing yourself and working on your nervous system, not feeling like it's in a panic mode. Working on your nervous system to where, if something good happens to you, you don't feel like there's a hidden motive behind that. Or you don't feel like you gotta take something good and make it small to match how you feel. No, like, if you're still here on earth and you're still living your days out, then you deserve to be here. You deserve to have a beautiful life. You deserve to feel 100%. There's like a random hair that just flew into the... You deserve to be yourself, to be your authentic self. Post-traumatic stress disorder, along with the different branches of PTSD, because there's multiple branches of it, they're something that is a lot more common than what we think, or at least what I thought and what a lot of people around me thought, which is why I made this podcast about PTSD, just to see if maybe you don't realize you're in the cycle. So to make this short and easy peasy lemon squeezy, what do I suggest going forward? Number one, reflect. Reflect. I can't say that enough. Reflect. Ask yourself the questions. You don't know how many times I'm somewhere and I notice people around me getting mad at each other, or people around me being mean to each other, or people around me just functioning in the opposite way we're supposed to be functioning. And I just I have to figure out a way to get this out there for you guys to see. Like, it's not something out there you need to fix, and that you can't be mad at the world out there, because the world is still moving without you or with you if you're on board. But just know that this is just a stage in your life. It's just a page in your life that you can easily, well, not easily, or maybe yes, no, I don't know. I'm rambling a lot tonight, guys. I'm going to tell you, I took a nap and I got up and I said, I need to do this. I've been putting this message out for a while because this is like a heavy message. And I was very conflicted whether to talk about this or not, because I understand the weight that PTSD carries in a lot of people's minds. And I don't want to discredit that from anybody, because what you dealt with on your own does contain that weight for you. But it doesn't have to forever. You don't have to be a slave to your thoughts. And the moment you start realizing that the cage is your thoughts, the prison is right here, life becomes completely different for you. You start tapping into this world where life is beautiful. It can be raining outside, storming, whatever, and you learn to see the beauty in that. Somebody can be mean to you. You learn to see the beauty in that. Somebody treats you like shit. And obviously for me, like, we gotta put a stop to it, but I recognize that people who are being mean to me, I can't even be mad at them, because they're just dealing with whatever they're dealing with. The same way I was a few months ago, a few years ago, and I'm still currently healing stuff. So reflect. Ask yourself the questions. Why do I feel like this randomly? Why did I get so annoyed that I want to just don't punch anybody, but just I'm kidding, guys. Like, I don't condone any violence or anything like that. I should have thought this through a little bit better. But anyways, yes, just think, like, not only your surroundings that affect you, but yourself. Sometimes you're just strolling, walking, going to wherever you're trying to go to, and you randomly just get sad and depressed, or you get really mad. Why? Instead of letting those emotions ride through, and you go curl up in the bed and say, well, tomorrow will be a better day. It will be a better day, for sure. Guaranteed. But why not wait? Like, why not rewind and just try to kill it right then and there? You don't have to wait for tomorrow to be a better day. You can make today a great day. And you start by grabbing your thoughts and becoming the master of your thoughts. Stop letting your mind run you, your emotions run you, your past experiences run you. A lot easier said than done, but it can happen. You can do it. There's a lot of people that are currently in this state that I'm in. There's a lot of people that are a lot farther ahead. That's okay. Like, the point is, I feel great. I feel so at peace. Do I have my days where, like, I do this? Yes. But overall, my life has changed completely. And the people around me are noticing. They're noticing that I'm different. Not only that, but the conversations I share with them, they breathe life into you. And that's what I really want to do, is just, I want you guys to recognize how special you guys are. All of you, whoever watches this video. And know that you're worth it. Like, you're worth fighting for yourself. You got it. Like, you got this, because you're amazing, fantastic. So just keep seeing the worth in who you are. Don't think that, man, I'm stuck in this life. There's people that are out there that would do anything and everything to be in the position that you're in. There is always, always, always somebody that would love to have your life. Love it. And not only would they love to have your life, but they would make the most out of it because their situation might look completely different than you. You know, you have people that are homeless. You have people that don't have enough food to eat. You have people that are suffering so much. It's very, very sad when I start thinking about that. But when I look at my life from that perspective, I have no choice but to be thankful for what I do have. I can sit here and think about the millions of things that happen to me and how upset I am that they happen to me and keep blaming everybody for that happening to me, but it won't solve the problem. I just have to accept it. It happened yesterday. Yesterday's not today. Am I going to let yesterday's thoughts run the rest of my life? No, I'm not. I'm not doing that to myself anymore. I don't deserve that, and neither do you. So with that, I'll conclude this one. All in all, just take a minute for yourself. Talk to yourself. Talk to your family or your friends or, well, whoever you really trust in your life. Talk to them. Have an honest conversation with them. And let them know, like, hey, I'm not okay. Can you help me with this? Can we talk about this? See if I can get some clarity out of this situation because I'm not okay. And then you start becoming okay. Slowly but surely. And that's what matters. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, whenever you're listening to this or watching this. And I appreciate your support. Like the video, share the video. Like, I support anybody doing something with their life. I lose nothing supporting people. And the thing is that as I'm doing this, I realize complete strangers have been like supporting me more than everybody that's like immediately attached to my life. Like, it's the weirdest phenomenon, but this is a pattern in all of these people that start projects. They start living their life. They start doing the things they love, and the same pattern follows. Do I take it personal? Absolutely not. Why? I'm doing this for myself. All of this has an expiration date to it. My voice will be here temporarily, and then eventually it will not. I just hope you guys can take some of the information I'm putting out there and put it to some type of use for your life. And I truly just hope that life changes for everybody. If you have a great life, I applaud you. If you're doing the work, I applaud you because you're killing it. You are where, I want to get to, where I am, whatever it is. And if you still have some work to do, I still applaud you. Why? Because you watched this video. Something inside of you led you here to just listen. And I love to talk, but I'm gonna cut it in just a minute because I got 28 minutes of memory on this phone. But just know that you're worthy. All of us are worthy. All of us. And right now there's a massive shift happening in the world. There's a lot of chaos. A lot. Do not let that distract you from your purpose, how special you are. You can literally be at peace in your own bubble, regardless of what's happening around you. And the life outside of you will match how you feel. That's why this is so important. That's why this is so vital. And that's why I'm putting myself out there over and over and over again, because the faster that you guys start doing the work and you start healing and you start seeing how life truly works when you're in control of your emotions and your thoughts, you become limitless in every sense of the word. Limitless. Could do anything you want and everything you want, as long as it's for the greater good. So that's it. Thanks for watching Divine Lines, episode 4. I don't know when the next one will be, but I will let you guys know. Thank you.